All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Welcome, everyone. My name is Tracy Fitzpatrick, and I'll be your moderator today. Thank you so much for joining us here at Netcom Learning, a market leader in promoting lifelong learning, training, and talent development solutions. We're very excited to host today's Business Productivity webinar, General Features and Functionality of Office 365. And presenting today's topic is Saul Hesney. Saul is an expert end-user on-site classroom and virtual instructor-based trainer for Microsoft Office 365 and Skype for Business platforms, including 2010, 13, and 16 versions. He's delivered hundreds of Skype for Business classes for both on-site and virtual environments to thousands of end-user employees on the following platforms: Skype for Business, WebEx, and Adobe Connect. Now, please bear in mind that this is an overview of a very robust topic. We do offer a collection of technical and business courses that can be tailored towards your specific requirements. If you are interested in further discussion, you can make an appointment with our learning consultants through our website at netcomlearning.com. And today's session is also being recorded, so you will get free access to the recording in the next 24 hours via email. Netcom Learning helps build innovative learning organizations in the workplace by structuring a smarter workforce, supporting changes, and driving growth. We offer over 2,000 IT, business, and soft skills courses available to organizations around the world, encompassing technologies like big data, cloud, mobility, etc. Since 1988, we have been empowering organizations with our managed learning services to reach optimal performance results and address challenges. So, why should you attend this webinar today? With Office 365 and its array of subscription plans to Office applications and other productivity services like the cloud, you can grow your personal and professional career by leaps and bounds. Office 365 also offers online-only platform for businesses designed to work with previous and latest versions of Office. This webinar is designed to walk you through Office 365. Now I'll just give you a quick overview of the logistics before we get started. To start with, you do have the option to adjust the window size to your liking. Simply hit the Escape key and find the Zoom button on the top left corner of your GoToWebinar viewer. Everyone has been muted except for our presenters. Please feel free to submit any questions you do have for the presenters here in the questions pane, and we will address them at the end of the session. A PDF copy of today's slides are also in the handout section of your GoToWebinar viewer. And now, in just a few moments, I'm going to pass it over to Saul, who we will be presenting today's topic. Saul, go ahead, you're on.
Thank you very much, Tracy. Thank you for that really terrific introduction. And welcome, everybody. I am in the East Coast time zone, so good afternoon to everybody. And if you're not in my time zone, well, I hope that you are having is general features and functionality of Office 365. As many of you know, and maybe some of you don't know, Office 365 is Microsoft's cloud computing environment, which really means that you are able to use all of Microsoft's Office professional applications on the web. And this session will show you how to use those applications on the web. It will show you the difference between using it on the web and using it on your desktop. We'll go through navigating Office 365 and how you can control it, what you have at your fingertips in terms of being able to use it. We'll show you some of the customizations and descriptions of the Office web apps. That's including Word, Excel a little bit. We'll get into some PowerPoint. And most importantly, we'll get into what drives Office 365 as well, which is OneDrive functionality, in terms of how OneDrive is really essential to the backbone of Office 365 and really what makes it work with all of your different applications as well as your different environments. And lastly, we'll get into some document sharing and collaboration because as everyone knows, cloud computing allows you to collaborate with other users in your environment or outside your environment. And your environment could be your company or anybody outside your company as well, and you can bring everybody together into the cloud computing environment. So the flexibility with Office 365 is really vast. There's lots and lots of stuff that you can learn. This session today will just give you a brief introduction into a lot of the capabilities. There's much more that you will be able to learn in depth if you're using Office 365 or if you intend to purchase Office 365. So again, let's go. Our agenda again basically is going through cloud computing, navigating, customization, OneDrive functionality, and document sharing. So let's get started with Office 365. So the benefits are that you have access from anywhere that you are located or anywhere that you happen to be at a certain time. You have access to all of your Office Professional plus productivity suites, which means, you know, if you have to use Outlook for email, you can use Outlook on the web. You also have the latest versions of Office, which is now 2016, and you're able to download that onto 5 different types of devices as well. So not only do you have the latest version, it can be on many different devices that you have that you're working with, including an iPhone, including an iPad, or including a Surface, or any other type of device. So when you are working in Office 365, you have OneDrive, which you can create, save, retrieve, rename, any type of document, images, spreadsheets. So anywhere that you have any of these files, you can get access to them as long as you create them and save them in OneDrive. We'll go through some of the document collaboration and show you how to do that, and then some mobile versions of Office for your smart devices. So again, to sum up, flexibility is the key, whether you're working on your PC, Mac, whether you start out on your PC in the morning and then you use your tablet or your iPad as you're commuting to work. And then you also have the ability to use these applications on your smart device phone as well. So let's look at how you initially log into Office 365. So you have any browser, basically. You can use Chrome, you can use Firefox, you can use Explorer, of course. And what you do is you go to this login site, which is the login.microsoftonline.com, brings up the Office 365 screen, and then you sign in with your user ID and password. By the way, if you are not an employee of a company and want to sign up to use Office 365 on your own, you could do that as well. So just be aware that you do not have to be part of an organization to have the capabilities of Office 365. And you could be a 1 or 2 person company and still use Office 365 and gain the productivity out of it that a much larger company has with the same exact products. So let's look at this. And by the way, this presentation I will show you as well a live demonstration of some of these slides. So you'll have a presentation of this presentation, which is the PDF presentation that you can download. And also there will be a recording of this presentation, and it will go through some of the live demonstrations that I give you as we move along. So when you sign in, this is what it looks like. Here it is. Netcom is basically the user ID that we've created for this sample session. But basically, you will have your own user ID, and you can have your own, good afternoon, and it will say your name up here as well. So these are the applications that you have as soon as you sign into Office 365. And if we just look at this, we have mail, calendar, people. And if you're looking at this and saying, okay, normally I use Outlook on my desktop, let's say, for my connected to Exchange, or using Outlook for my mail system. Well, here, if you want to, you can go to Mail, which takes you directly to your mail, or you can go directly to your calendar or to your contacts, which are people. So you have the ability in Office 365 to click any of these applications and get access to them immediately. As well here as you have your apps here, which is Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and you also have access to a Skype for Business type of application as well, which is not really the same as having it on your desktop, but it is similar in nature. So once you have and you sign into Office 365, and let's say it's the first time that you do, then you can install applications. You can install Office Professional on any set of devices. So if you click up here where it says Install Office 2016, and you click that, it will then present you with the applications that you can then download to the device that you want to. Okay, so basically you have the ability to download this 5 times to 5 different devices, and these are the applications that you can download. So if I have a demonstration here, basically if I clicked, install Office 2016, and I click this, it then gives me this ability here to install on different devices. I have this installed already, so this would basically say, okay, where do you want to install this? But I'm not going to do this right now, and you can use this and do this on your own as well. Okay, so let's look at okay, instead of coming back here, let's go back to our presentation, and this is how you can this is where you click over here, which is what I just did. And again, this is what it looks like, just a few more steps, and you can install up to 5 devices. So when you are on the device that you want to, after you've signed in to Office 365 on that device, that's when you download it to that specific device. Okay, once we have here Office 365, it allows you to look at, and I'm just going to briefly go over the information that you have once you sign in. So let me see. Okay, so when I come here to the my accounts, I click on my name over here, okay, and I'll show you this live, and this comes to my accounts. And what you can see is about me. You can view your account, or you can sign out. So when you click about me, it shows you also what you have about you in terms of this information that you have, all of this information here, and this goes into Delve, which really shows you everything that you have in terms of your profile. Here I am at this other organization, which I'm using right now, and the documents that I have as well. Anytime I want to go back, I just hit the back arrow, and I am back to where I started from. So it's very simple in terms of, showing you, okay, these are my accounts. If I want to view accounts and see what I have for my accounts in terms of my account subscriptions, security and privacy, which I can manage here, my settings that I have, permissions. So again, it's very flexible to really go through and see all of these different items that you have in your account that you can then check on and see what's going on. And then basically this is really key in terms of viewing your subscriptions as well. So again, I will just go back, and here I am back at my screen. Okay, and again, you have this as part of the presentation, which shows you once you've clicked on View My Account, it shows you information about your account. So what we also can do is we can customize this view that you have with Office 365. And what we do there is we click the gear, and we have, this is our default theme right now, which is blue. We have the ability, if we want to come here and click on the gear here, and we have themes here that we can change it to any theme that we want to. We can just click that to see what the theme looks like if you know this appeals to you. If you want to save it, then you just come down and you say save. Okay, this is not something that I want to do right now, so I will just click out of my settings here, and interesting, it saved it here even though I didn't save it. So let's go back to my typical blue. Okay, then what we have is your start page. So this is my start page right now, but let's say you don't want to come to all of the different applications that you have here to be able to look at all of these different applications. Let's say you want your start page to be, you could set your start page to be Office 365, the home page, or your mail, or your calendar, or people, or OneDrive. So basically, when you sign in, you can change your start page, and it will look and come to the screen that you want it to come to when you want to. Okay? So be aware that you have the ability to not only change the look and feel, you can change where you come into when you sign into Office 365. And you have other language and time zones. You can change your passwords here. So you have a lot of ability here in the gear settings to change the information that you want to customize your Office 365 look and feel to. Okay, and again, this is customizing your theme and Office 365. And again, you can go back, you can change, click Save to apply. You can, change it as many times as you want to. Honestly, I'm a little conservative, so I like the typical Microsoft blue. Okay. What we can do, though, is when we come into Office 365, as I had told you before, let's say we want to, go directly to Word. We want to come in, we sign in and have a general, and now we want to go to Word. So we click here, and what's going to happen as soon as we click Word on the application, it opens up Word Online. And this looks very familiar to anybody who's used the desktop version of Word, because it brings up different types of themes that you have. This is your welcome screen that you have. You have other recent documents. If you had opened other recent documents, you can click on those other documents. So the look and feel of Word Online is really very similar to Word on the desktop. And Microsoft has designed that for all of the different applications as well. Okay, so if I come back here, let me just close this, and let's say I come to PowerPoint and I open up PowerPoint. PowerPoint is really the same look and feel as well. By the way, it opens it up into a different window. So here I have my window, which I started with in terms of signing on. I opened up a document here, and I'll show you that in a second, but here's PowerPoint. And this is where I chose PowerPoint. if I wanted to choose Excel, I can choose Excel, and it opens up another window. This is my Excel window, and it looks for recent files that I've opened up in Excel. Now, just remember, this is all in OneDrive for Business right now. So anything that you're working on online is stored in OneDrive for Business. So any application is brought up in OneDrive for Business. So if I click here, a new blank workshop, okay, we have Excel Online, and here we have a very similar look to what we have in Excel on the desktop. We have our ribbon here, and the only thing that we have here right now is that this is Excel Online, and we see that this is Excel Online, and we can work with this online. And once we save it, and we're saving it in OneDrive for Business, you will have access to it from your PC or from online or any device that you're using. Okay, so this is really a lot of the flexibility that you have when you're using Office 365. And if you notice, I mean, here I opened up PowerPoint. All I have to do to go between the different applications is really just to click the tabs that I have here. Okay, so this is Word here. This is a Word document online that, you know, opens up. This is PowerPoint, and this is Excel. Okay, let's go back to the presentation. And again, it opens up, when I click this, this opens up with Word Online. Okay, so let's continue. Now, there's one thing I wanted to show you. When you open up a document in online, let's say this is Word Online, basically the document is named and saved as document. Okay, so if I come here basically to my document here, it's saved here as document. And let me just do this again. Let me close this here and let me open up a new one of Word. Okay, so this is the way it should look. Now, it's given me the name of a document. Obviously, I have some other documents that I opened up, but if I take my mouse and I hover over the name of the document here, which is document 3, I can click here and I can change this to anything that I want, because I can rename this document. So I'm renaming it now, and this is new, I can spell, training, new training document, and I'll put 2 here. And now I've saved this. Automatically it becomes saved, and I'll show you where it gets saved later, but this is now the new name of this document. And I don't have to do anything right now. I don't have to put in any information right now, but let's say I put in, this is a test to demonstrate. Okay, it's automatically saved. I don't have to do anything to save it. There is no save button here. It's automatically saved in this document, new training document 2. Okay, so just be aware that that's something that's really very, very cool in any application that you will open up, is that as soon as you type something in, it becomes saved in this document. Okay, so let's go back to our presentation. Okay, now again, as you see here, online documents are saved automatically as a document and can be renamed as soon as they are created. And this is how this is done. Okay, so let's look a little bit at, now that we've gone through some of the applications, let's look at Outlook in Office 365. So when I come into Office 365, my main page, all I do is I click mail on the welcome screen and it opens up my mail inbox. So let me just come here and do this right now. And by the way, all I have to do here to get back to Office 365 is I have a tab up here, which is, this is my Office 365 tab. And I just come, I click that, and this is now going to open up a new tab, and this is going to be my Outlook tab. So here I have my Outlook, and it really looks very similar to Outlook on the desktop. Okay, Outlook on the desktop has more of a ribbon and has more capabilities, and I'll show you exactly what it looks like on the desktop. So this is my mail in Office 365, Outlook in Office 365, and this is Outlook on the desktop. So this email is to demonstrate a message received in Office 365 via the web. User has the same functional capabilities that are available in Outlook on the desktop, and any actions performed in Web Outlook are automatically synchronized with Outlook on the desktop. So if I delete this this email message here, it will automatically be deleted here as well on the desktop. Okay, so just be aware that whatever you do in Outlook on the web, and this is our Outlook on the web, it then coordinates instantaneously with the Outlook on your desktop. Okay, so I just wanted to be able to show you. And also you have the same capability here to, you can add an inbox, a folder, you can add a sent item folder. I mean, you really have the ability to do whatever you're doing, and it also translates to whatever you're doing on the desktop as well. Okay, so what we can do here, though, we can change our settings in Outlook on the web. How do we do that? We come to our gear over here. So let's go back to, this is now on the web. Come to our gear, and here we have settings that we can change. We have automatic replies that we can create. We have our display settings, how our inbox should be organized. So for example, if we want to have it appear, which I have it normally, show reading pane on the right, and you have the capability here of changing the look and feel of Outlook on the web to coordinate with exactly what you're doing on your desktop. You have offline settings, you can manage your add-ins, your connections, and also you have your default themes that you can change here as well. So if you want the default theme to be changed here, you can do that as well. And then you have, let's cancel this because we don't want to do that. And we have our notifications here in terms of reminders, reminder sounds, reminder. So basically, you have the same capability here in settings that you do with your settings in Outlook on the desktop. Everything is coordinated and everything is made to work so that when you move from Office 365 Outlook to your desktop Outlook, wherever it is, it really has the same look and feel. You have some different commands here. Here's where you search for emails here. Here's where you can create a new one. And however, functionality-wise, once you understand that you have the same functionality in Outlook on the web as you do on your desktop, you will become very, very efficient in terms of working in either environment, wherever you are. Okay. Again, here we have the ability, we have folders here. We can create a folder, create another name of a folder here in your inbox. Same thing that you could do. Once you create this folder here, that folder is then created on your desktop. Okay, so again, email viewed in Outlook on the web, as I demonstrated just before, perform the same functions on both. And the reason I go back and forth between the desktop version and the Outlook version here is just to show you the capability. By the way, down here on the web, we have here, all the way in the bottom left, we are in Mail right now. If I want to go to my calendar, I can click the calendar icon, and it will bring up the calendar icon here and bring up my calendar. Okay, so again, you have same functionality in terms of the different icons that you have here. However, one of the advantages of using Outlook on the web is that if you come to your sign in and you come here and you want to go immediately to your calendar, you can just click calendar. You don't have to go to Outlook and then open up your calendar. It will open it up directly from your welcome screen. Okay, so just be aware you have that kind of capability, which sometimes saves some time, sometimes it's good. It really depends upon how you want to work and how you want to use it. Okay, so let's go back to our mail and let's come back here to our presentation. Okay, so as I said, same access to the calendar, contacts, and tasks via mail, via Outlook, as well as on the desktop. Okay, there's something else though in Outlook on the web, and this basically should say Outlook on the web, that you have that you do not have right now with Outlook on the desktop, is that you can create a group in Outlook on the web. Okay, what is the purpose of a group? A group allows you to collaborate on documents and other files with a group or a team. So what you can do is you can create a group of people that are in a certain project inside and outside your organization. Everybody joins that group, you name it a group, and whenever you want to send an email from that group, you can email directly from the group. Any documents also that are contained in that group will also be able to be accessed by anybody within that group that has joined that group. So it's a functionality that allows you to automatically collaborate with people in this group without having to share documents, without having to share a specific document, because every document that's saved in this group can be accessed by anybody who's in the group as a member of that group. So again, access to the shared files, and this is all done through OneDrive. Okay, so OneDrive creates this environment, and once you have all of the people in this group, anybody that you email or any documents that you store in this group will be able to be accessed by anybody in the group. So if we look here, and this is in Office 365 Outlook, we have groups here. You can create a new group just by clicking on the plus sign. You create a new group, and here I created a group called a training group. And once I have the training group, then I can invite people to join this group. Groups can be public, which means that you can create a group that anybody in your organization you want to be able to join a group, so you can make it public, or you can make it private. Okay, so once you create this group, and I'm not going to get into the specifics of this because it kind of gets a little bit detailed in terms of who you have in this group and how you can invite people, but basically, once you have this group, you have conversations here, you have a calendar, which is part of the group. you have your files, which are part of the group, you have a notebook, which is part of the group, and then it has here joined. You can actually invite people to join this group. So this is really, I think, a terrific tool to be able to work with setting up a group for a project. You could then, once the project is over, then you can disband the group, or you can just keep it going, or you can just have a group ongoing. But just remember, once you have this group, you have conversation, so you can, any emails will be sent by the group name. So the group here is training. Everybody in the group, if somebody sends an email from this group, it will come from training, and everybody will get that email. So it's sort of like a distribution group when you're doing emails, but you also have the ability to, create a joint calendar, which everybody will then see all of the calendar items that are there that somebody has created, in terms of putting out a date for everybody to get together to do a specific function, as well as your files. So in order to create a group, over here, let me just see here, we come down here, and here is where we create a group, and you choose a name of a group, and you can call this test group, and you can add a description, you can make it public, you can make it private, etc. And then once you create the group, it creates the group, and then you're allowed to see how easy it is to create this group. Now you can add members by typing in people's names here, or by email addresses. Okay, and once you put in all of their email addresses, people can then join that group. So I'm not going to do this, not now, but I just want you to be able to see this is how easy it is to create a group. And I suggest that anybody who is working with Outlook on the web, create a test group and work with it and see how it could work for you. Okay, let's continue on. So let's look at getting started with OneDrive. Okay, OneDrive in Office 365 is really very powerful. First and foremost, by the way, I think that once you have your files in OneDrive, they are backed up forever, okay? You don't ever have to worry about using any other outside application to back up your files. You save your files in OneDrive, and some companies have standardized already on that, and basically what they're going to do is now save all of their files in OneDrive. So once you have your files in OneDrive, your files are saved automatically. Applications, again, which I showed you, are opened up in separate windows. You can create documents at the office and continue to work on them. So let's get started. By the way, one other important thing, you can view and access older versions from OneDrive at any point in time. So this is OneDrive here. When you open up OneDrive, it has your files here. It looks like Explorer in a sense. It has all of your different files. Here you can create a new folder if you want to, or a new document with OneDrive. So let me just come here and let's just open up OneDrive right here. Okay. Some of these tabs get a little bit, unwieldy, so you just, can close tabs as you want to. But basically here we have, if I click here, again, I can create a new folder. Also from here, from OneDrive, I can create a new Word document, Excel, etc. If I want to, let me go through here. Okay, upload. If I want to upload a file from my desktop or whatever device I'm using, I can click here, upload, and basically it will upload a file to OneDrive, or I can simply, if I have Windows Explorer on my desktop like I have here, If I have a folder here, I can just take the file folder and just drag it into the OneDrive screen, okay? And that will allow you also to drag a file from your desktop to the OneDrive browser. So you don't have to really look for a file. You can just find it and drag it. Another important thing is you can sync OneDrive to the desktop, okay? So syncing OneDrive to the desktop, what does that mean? It means that all of your files that you have here, and this is the process that you would do this, is called sync. You sync your OneDrive files to this PC. It clicks all the files that you have in OneDrive, and then what it does is it creates a OneDrive folder on your desktop. So this is OneDrive, this is the MEMA folder that I have, and it has all the documents here. Now, I have other documents that I have in my on my desktop, and you can see I have different OneDrives because I have different, I've been working with different organizations and creating different OneDrives for the different organizations. So I'm not limited, basically, to have just OneDrive folder. I could have multiple OneDrive folders for different organizations if I am given access to those other organizations. So I can sync OneDrive to Windows File Explorer, creating a OneDrive folder on the desktop. And I just want to show you this here. My OneDrive folder here is basically has the same information that I told you, I created these presentations here. There's nothing in them right now, these documents here. And here I have new training document 2 that I renamed when I opened up a document. So again, it becomes a little unwieldy every time you open up a document in Word or PowerPoint, because it saves it in OneDrive. So just be aware of that in terms of when you open up a document, you know, what you're doing. You can also open up a document on your desktop. You can open up Word on your desktop, and you would save it in your OneDrive folder. As soon as you save it in your OneDrive folder, then it's accessible in OneDrive. Okay, it would be accessible here in your OneDrive's applications. So it's really important in terms of working with your files and making sure that they're stored in OneDrive on your desktop. By the way, you have a group here. I had this other training group, and groups appear in OneDrive. So all the files that you have that are stored in this group are stored in OneDrive, and you can see and access them as well. Okay, so to open a OneDrive file in the OneDrive screen, you browse to the file you want to open, you click, and the file opens up in a new window. Files already opened will appear in their own window. So basically, you don't have to worry about that. To collaborate on Word documents, okay, this is also very important. If you create a document in Office 365, so you've just opened up that document in Office 365, you can then invite people to edit the document with you and edit it as you're going along, okay? So the participants that are invited to view and edit the work that you are doing in Word Online will see each other's changes as soon as they are made. Okay, so that's the beauty of collaborating with, now you can do this with Word, you can do it with Excel, PowerPoint. I think you have to save it first, and then you'll be able to then share that with somebody else, and then they'd be able to work with that with you online. Okay, so this is, let's say it's a new Word document that we have in Office 365, and what we want to do is we come up here to where it says share. Okay, once we click share over here, and it shows that you click share, you can invite people. So you can invite somebody, if you're just typing somebody from your organization, as long as they're in active directory, their names will come up automatically. So you can start typing, and here you have the ability to can edit or can view. Okay, so let's just come back to our document here, our new training document. If we wanted to share this document, we load here and we can invite people here. So I can invite somebody here. I'm not going to do this right now, but enter the names or email addresses. So you can enter the name or an email address of a person outside your organization. Again, you have the ability here to edit or view only, whichever you want. You can also, if you want to, instead of inviting people, you can get a link to this document. Okay, so if you say get a link to this document, here you would then copy this link, okay, and basically then you would email it to as many people as you want, and they would be able to edit this without signing in. Okay, so you have the edit link and you won't need to have that. And here is basically shows you who you're sharing this document with, how many people you're sharing this with. So again, I suggest that you work with this, you set up a quick account, you open up a Word document and you invite some people, and then once you do that, I'm going to cancel this right now. Okay. I invited this person, Rob Page, here, and you can put a message here. This is to demonstrate co-authoring a document. Obviously, I can't do this right now. I don't have anybody to share a document with right now, but it's really very, very easy to do this. So you enter the names of the people, email addresses, inside or outside, and you can click get a link to get a link. You can send that via email. Once you do that, by the way, once you start collaborating, this is what the actual collaboration looks like, okay? This is a document for co-authoring or collaboration. So I would type this, I'm co-authoring this document with Rob Page, and he says over here, I can write here. So it shows the names of the people that have signed in, and it shows what they are typing in and collaborating. So if you have multiple people that are collaborating, everybody, when they start typing something, their name will appear next to what they write in this document. And then I had, thanks, Rob, can you write something else? And he just said, yes, I can. So each participant editing the document can immediately view the name of the person editing the document and their changes. Once you finish with this document, again, this is your document that you are saving. So you can, it gets saved automatically, by the way. And as soon as anybody else has the link for this document, they would be able to then open up the document again and start typing the, their changes in this document. Once they do that, it will then be saved in, let me go back here, go back to OneDrive, okay? It shows you the documents, it shows you if these documents are shared or not. And basically, if you right-click on this, you can see the version history just to make sure that you're working on this correct version. Okay, I only had one version here. I only modified it once. But basically, you can make sure that whoever has worked on this document, you are working on the latest version, because you will see different versions of this file here that you have in the version history. Okay? So this is what OneDrive looks like. This is the screen. This is where you have your files. And this is, you can either right-click on this to see all of the different capabilities that you have. I can copy the link. I can share this. I can move this, copy it, rename it. I mean, you have lots of different functionalities here with OneDrive. And you have the same capability here. Instead of right-clicking, I can open this, I can share it, as long as I have the document highlighted here. And again, all of these files, by the way, as soon as I add a file or share a file or do something with this file here in OneDrive, I shouldn't have done that, but that's okay. They are automatically saved here as well on your desktop, because these are synced together right now. So whenever you're working on a document here, if you want to work on it on your desktop, you just click, open up the document. Once you finish, you save the document, and it gets saved here in, sorry about that, it gets saved here in OneDrive on the web, or any device that you are using OneDrive, it saves it in the OneDrive folder. So just be aware, the ability to be able to, you know, work on a document wherever you are, it allows you to do that in OneDrive. So you have the applications and you have OneDrive, which drives everything for all the different devices. Okay, I'm going to wrap up a little bit here. We have a little time. I just want to be able to make sure that if anybody has any questions, you can ask some questions. But again, this is the benefit summary of Office 365. Anytime, anywhere access to any document that you have or that you're working on. And you can take control of your environment and using Office 365. You can easily communicate and collaborate with documents and with people inside and outside your organization. Okay. Also, very important in terms of being able to use your email inside, Office 365. Outlook is basically the same in terms of working with it, and the same as if you're on your desktop. And once you get used to working with Office 365 and to saving all of your files in OneDrive for Business, I think that you will see that this is an infinitely better way to work than just working on one device. Lastly, safety, security, and backup. Your data is backed up 24/7. You never have to worry about losing a document again. Everything is all backed up. You just have to make sure that you save all of your files in OneDrive for Business. And I want to thank you from Netcom Learning. We offer many different courses on using Office 365. And I will turn this presentation now back to Tracy.
Thank you so much, Saul. That was most informative, and we do want to let all our attendees know that we are offering a comprehensive portfolio for Office 365 training options. So please check out the list on your screen to make use of all of the discounts that we are offering. And we also want to remind you that technical skills are definitely necessary to empower your career, but you need to improve or upgrade your leadership skills as well to accelerate your career. Along with your technical abilities, you can develop the skills you need to manage yourself, others, and business better. Welcome to Starter Learning, a collaborative knowledge platform bringing the world's best business and leadership insights from Fortune 1000 leaders, best-selling authors, and Ivy League professors. Further, if you are interested in learning from the top American leaders, please log on to the e-learning platform at www.starterlearning.com and avail the special promotion meant for first-time users. Use your coupon code SARTER10 and begin your leadership journey right now. And right now, we are also going to be launching a quick poll to find out how many people might be interested in taking some additional training. So please take the time to fill out our poll before we say goodbye. And in addition, we do have a lot more informative webinars coming up. So please go to our website in order to register. And don't forget to like and follow our social media pages to get the latest technology updates. You can refer to our GoToWebinar chat window for the links. And now you are correct, Saul. We do have quite a few questions, so let's get to them right now. First one is a bit of a two-part from Pam. Wants to know, isn't office.com another URL that users can log in? And she says, when I first logged in, it used to say, good afternoon, Pam, but my name no longer appears. Do you know why the name no longer appears?
No, I don't. You know, you should be able to see your name as when you log in. I don't know what it says right now, but and normally it pairs with your name from your Active Directory from your organization that set up Office 365. So it should take your first name and it should populate it there. I would check with your IT department.
Okay, next question is from Cynthia. Office 365 Word does not have mail merge functionality. I heard that Microsoft plans on dropping support and blocking connectivity from Office to 10, 13, 16 suites to Exchange Online and Office 365 hosted services in 2020. Any idea if the Office 365 applications will be upgraded to handle a lot of missing functionality like mail merge?
Unfortunately, I do not have access to that information. If you really need mail merge, I would continue to use it on the desktop, in your desktop version of Word. And unfortunately, I don't have any information at this time.
Okay, Matthew, can everybody in
Hello?
Oh, did you hear that question from Matthew? Can everyone in the group edit the files at the same time?
Yes, that is the purpose of having a group, is to be able to collaborate with those files that you put in that group automatically. So it enables actually sharing in a group.
Okay, how does a group appear different than a contact group? And does the email come into everyone's personal email box or into the group?
Okay, it differs from a contact in that everybody is invited to be in that group and has to join that group. So group has members, and they are separate from any other groups that there may be in your organization because they're set up differently. And what was the second part of that question?
Does the email come into everyone's personal email inbox or into the group?
It comes into everybody's personal email inbox. So you get an email from the group, the name of the group, and it comes to everybody who's in that group. So if you send out an email, it comes from the group name, but it goes to everybody who's populated in that group.
Great. Okay, Jeffrey would like to know, how can I store documents in OneDrive but view them from SharePoint, avoiding duplicate storage again in SharePoint?
That you have to talk to your IT department in terms of how they are going to coordinate SharePoint and OneDrive for Business. OneDrive for Business is actually part of SharePoint, so there is a way that they can facilitate that, so you'd be able to make sure that any documents that you have in OneDrive would also be in SharePoint.
Okay, a few more quick questions. Are they coming out with contact management systems?
Contact management systems is done through Dynamics CRM, and that's another application that Microsoft has, which is that is their contact system, Dynamics.
Okay, we got time
customer
for
relationship.
one more question. Can you use Outlook Online without a desktop version and link in Gmail and other webmail providers?
Absolutely. You do not need anything other than a browser to use Office 365 and any of the applications within Office 365.
Okay, one last question from Lisa. I need to know how to move emails to folders in the OneDrive to share and add with groups of people.
That you would have to create a group, and then from Outlook on the web, you would have to then move those emails into the group email. So the group is another folder on your Outlook on your desktop, so you would then have to move them into that folder.
Great. Thank you so much, Saul, and thanks to all of you for joining us today. If you do come up with any additional questions, feel free to send them to webinar@netcomlearning.com at any time. We hope that you found today's webinar informative, and we look forward to seeing you back here with us soon. Feel free to tell your friends and colleagues about our webinars and other courses. Have a great day, everyone.